Yo, DJ, them don't know the World Boss program.
First and foremost, free the whole world boss. I am your gracious host, Caspian Montgomery. Welcome, Gaza Nation, to another episode of the Vybz Kartel Show. Today, we will be explaining the brand new song Scorched Earth to the patois illiterate. And whenever TJ and World Boss link up, you know that it is going to be a smash hit. So without further ado, teacher, please begin.
Here's what a fire, blood clots, Scorched. Sign you violate it, I go hurt, that's hurt. Them boy, they easy for brush, clots dirt.
Ardy, the innocent, begins the first verse by letting us know that he has been giving us years worth of fire, years worth of unbelievable music. And then he says, blood clot, the earth is scorched, and it is scorched with the amount of work that World Boss has put in. He has lit fire across the entire world. And then he says, if you ever try to violate him, which I suggest you never do, he says it will hurt you. And then he says, ask Bert. And I do not know who Bert is. The only Bert I've ever heard is Bert Samuels. So someone please let me know in the comment section who Bert is. And then he says, these other artists, they are very easy to brush off because they do not have the achievements, the accolades that World Boss does, so he can just brush them off like dirt on his Clarks. What a powerful line, because it's true. And then he says, the way that he runs the streets, even people in cars, they curse because when you're running across the street and someone's driving and they almost hit you, they are cursing at you, and he is running the street everywhere, so everybody driving a car is cursing. Look at this man, he is running faster than my car can go.
You find World Boss, telescope, star search. Look up at me with your gala spring match first. Up in our middle like the east, why work? Read the book of Adi, chapter 7, last verse.
Our great Gaza leader then asks the question. Somebody comes in on the song and asks the question, how do you find World Boss? And he gives us the answer that we should know already. He said you need a telescope, and then you have to do a star search, because he is a superstar and he is way above the rest of us. And then he says there's a woman, and she is looking at his hood, and hood is a slang term for penis. And then he says the women, when they see his penis, they will spring at it, just like March 1st. March 1st is the beginning of spring. That is quite the genius line. And then he says he is up in her middle like the East. War work. And we all know that there has been an ongoing war in the Middle East for some time now, and he is right up in her Middle East. He is just the greatest lyricist of all time. And then he says, you read the book Adi, read the book of Adi, chapter 7, last verse. And I wanted to open up the voice of the Jamaican ghetto and read it, but it's on the computer that I am recording this from, so I can't open it because I don't have the physical copy, because they were sold out. So if someone in Gaza Nation that has a copy of the voice of the Jamaican ghetto, please open up chapter 7 and read the last verse and let us know what it does say. I will be checking it out as soon as I finish making this video.
Yeah, them afraid of me. Them a make tough talk, but me know them scared of me. Wicked slow. All the river grudge me wicked flow. The paper clean, your office so me pen and tip it to.
One Dawn then says, yes, I know that they are afraid of me, and they have a reason to be afraid of him. He is the king of dancehall, undisputed. And then, and I think we all know who he might be talking to. And then he says, they make tough talk. Yes, on songs they might talk tough, but in reality, they are scared of Gaza. They are scared of the boss of all bosses. And then he says he's going to kick it a little slower for us so we can listen. And he says, even rivers have a grudge against Adi because of his wicked flow. And rivers flow, but their flow is not comparable to Adi's flow. His is just unprecedented. And then he says, the paper is clean. Do you want to see how his pen tippy-toes right across the paper and writes these lyrics that I just can't comprehend how one man can write lyrics like this and make so many songs, and we say it all the time, but he is an alien. He is just an alien. There is no way a human could make these many songs and make them beloved worldwide.
Lyrical me and the man phenomenal. Big bang suck your mother if you want to bring me down. Quicksand. Eiffel Tower me still stand. Me no fight cartoon. Why should we kill stand?
Mr. Palmer then says, lyrically, he is the man. And we all know that already. And then he says he is phenomenal. Big Bang. And Big Bang is the scientific theory on how the earth was created. And his lyrics should be scientific theory on how the new dancehall is created. And then he says, if you want to bring him down, suck your mother. And I second that. Please do not try to bring the world boss down. But if you do, it will be quicksand. Quicksand will bring you right down into the ground. So if you try to bring him down, you'll be falling into a pit of quicksand. And then he says, he is the Eiffel Tower. He is still standing no matter who tried to bring him down. He is still standing strong like no other. He is a true warrior. And then he says, he is not going to fight your cartoon wars. He does not want to get into a clash with these young artists because they are not on his level. They are not on, they do not have the caliber to trade lyrics with the world boss. So their wars are just like a cartoon. And then he says, Stewie kills Stan. And I do not know which cartoon that is. The only thing I could think of was Stewie from Family Guy and Stan from American Dad, which are both created by the same person. But correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, Gaza Nation. And with that last line, we have reached the glorious chorus. Gaza Nation, I have been singing this chorus all day at work. As soon as I heard it, I was just saying, Free Vybz Kartel! We need Vybz Kartel! World boss! World boss! It is just an amazing chorus. It complements his lyrics perfectly, and it is very true. We do need World Boss back on the road. TJ, I salute you. You are a legend amongst legends, and this beat is simply amazing. Everything about this song is amazing, but that is what Adi does.
Each a day I go home if you not learn. High cholesterol, so me make heart burn. Bally on my foot, me stand strong, the boss firm. Pressing on me and the girl come, she starts swerve.
The king of dancehall begins the second and final verse by letting us know that the teacher is here. And if you have trouble learning, you should just go home now because you are not going to fully appreciate this song. And then he says, high cholesterol, so he can make hearts burn. And I bet he is talking about women, or he is actually saying that his lyrics are high cholesterol and they can just burn your heart if you're a dunce and you do not understand what he's saying. And then he says he has ballies upon his feet, and ballies are a very expensive and well-made shoe, and that is why he says he is standing strong. He is firm and solid. And then he says he has a woman's breast in his hands, and the woman is she is orgasming, and then she is squirting. And I have never seen a woman squirt in real life, but I have in pornos, and it looks amazing. I hope someday I can make a woman do that.
Fat pussy pa me with me punch in, me start work. Say she love the way me put it in, password. Walk you till you come, you get the cheese hard earned. Panty fling where I the eagle fly, Bradburn.
The teacher then lets us know that a woman with a fat vagina is she is sitting upon his hood, his penis, and he's starting to punch it in, and he's starting to work it inside of her. And then he says that she loves the way that he puts it in. Password. So she loves the way he puts it in, just like a password to unlock your phone. And I hope you agree with me, Gaza Nation, but fat vaginas are definitely the best vaginas. And then he says he's going to just smash it until she orgasms, and then once she gets it, she will get the money, but it is hard-earned work because he's going to make her pay in the bedroom. And then he says her panties will fling, they will just fly across the room, just like an eagle's flying. Instead of an eagle, it will be her Victoria's Secrets flying across the room.
Girl run me down like the finish line. Pass the light, I make the cock up on the Guinness fly. Give the girl them the wickedest wine up in this time. I'll nurse you premature, me have the sickest right.
Adija then says that there are women running him down just like a finish line. I bet you there's a bunch of women running after him, and they all want to get there first so they can have a chance with World Boss. And then he says, pass the lighter and make the cork on your Guinness fly. And I will demonstrate that now, but not with a Guinness, with a Heineken. Watch this. That's what he's talking about, but it would fly. But I apparently did that wrong. And then he says that the women, they give him the wickedest wine. And then it is business time. He is, after they dance all over him, he's going to do the same to them, but in the bedroom. And then he says, even nurseries because he has the sickest rhymes. Think of that. Nursery rhymes, they get stuck in our head from childhood, and World Boss's songs get stuck in our head in adulthood. So even nurseries know that his rhymes are the best.
And represent Portmore, represent Waterford. Nova Cumberland, go link the school as them a Gaza road. Greg report, they can get them case, but I no Clark a court. Watson door. Well, bad the boy and ask we do.
Our great Gaza leader then says, represent for Portmore, represent for Waterford, that is the Gaza. And then he says, go over to Cumberland and ask the schools. Everyone knows this is a Gaza road. Everything that he's talking about is in the Gaza. And then he says, Gregory Park, they have many beautiful women, and they are on the case, but not like a clerk in court. And then he says Watson Grove, and I do not know where Watson Grove is yet, so please inform me in the comment section, Gaza Nation. And then he says he is well bad, so no man should ask him about it, because he is not a snitch and he doesn't want to talk to another person about the badness. But just know that Vybz Kartel is a Gaza thug. And with that last line, we've reached the end of another Vybz Kartel masterpiece. Thank you, Gaza Nation, as always, for tuning in. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, because that is how we grow the channel. I will not be taking up any more of your time, so until we meet again, it is Gaza, me say, forever.